few people ask me, like, how do I start making music? How do I audio engineer? How do I produce? How do I write? I've had so many people ask me this, and you guys, it's not easy, but it's also not hard. There are so many videos out there that teach us. Of course, you have to have a digital audio workstation, a DAW. I used to use Pro Tools. Now I just use FL Studio. I've used FL Studio since it was Fruit Loops to produce my beats, but then I would like bring my beats over into Pro Tools and then, record my vocals and stuff. Now I just record my vocals in FL Studio. It is time consuming to learn how to do this stuff. But to be honest, consumers don't care how we make the music. They just care how it sounds. So it's always good to just figure out your way and your flow of doing things. There are so many ways to do whatever it is that you're desiring to do. Just research. And, sometimes we learn from who we know. That's where I got it from. I went to someone's home studio and I was like, what is that you're using? And he was like, oh, it's this program called Fruit Loops. So I was like, okay, I need to go buy Fruit Loops. So I did. And then I was like, well, what are you using to record your vocals? He was like, well, I don't like to record vocals in Fruit Loops because it's wonky. So I'm using this thing called Cool Edit Pro, which is now Adobe Audition. Isn't that crazy? So I got Cool Edit Pro. So I'm doing exactly what he's doing because that's what I was used to. I did 2 songs with them and I was like, okay, this is what I'm familiar with because now I've learned his setup. So that's how I ended up going through, FL Studio. Some people are with Logic Pro. Some people what's that other one? I think it starts with an A. There are so many different programs that you can use to make your beats. You've got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and the one that I use, this one. I don't know. I feel like people have to have a really good ear to mix and master. And I think I've got a decent ear, but I'm not as good as the pros, y'all. So I'm watching their videos on YouTube to try to learn, how do I make the 808 sound better and more punchy, and what hertz do I need to EQ out so that it'll actually sound good? There's so much that goes into it. And I'm just like, man, wouldn't it be nice to just be able to outsource all this stuff and then be like, you get a song, you get a song, you get a song, you get a song. And then after I sing my vocals, I just chill and make the beat because I do want to make the beat. But actually, I enjoy mixing. I really think it's fun. It's very time consuming and it would be nice to outsource some of the songs. But if you're interested in audio engineering, I say just start from the beginning. You learn by actually having hands-on experience. If we have the desire to do something and we truly, truly, truly want to do it, we're gonna do it. So you just start. You start with the first thing. If you purchase your DAW or whatever it is you want to use, you purchase your digital audio workstation and then you open it up. And you're like, okay, now what do I do? Well, if you're making your own beats, instead of mixing songs for other people, I would just watch tutorials and see what other people do. And if they're like, I'm gonna start with the drums, go find your drums and be like, okay, which drum are we starting with? They're like, I'm gonna do the kick first. Okay, I'll do the kick. And they're like, boom, 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 boom. You're like, I don't wanna copy what they're doing, so I'm gonna go bum, 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 bum. It's different, right? So, they go with the hats, and you're like, I don't want to copy that, so I'm going to go, And so you just start doing your own thing, and as you're copying them step by step, you're also learning. I've never actually done that, but in my mind, it makes sense to be able to follow someone and do it like that. What I'll do is watch the whole video, and I'll take notes, and I'm like, okay, what did they do next? Okay, what did they do next? Okay, how did they EQ that? Okay, how do they compress it? And I'm writing everything down. And then I even take screenshots. And whenever I get to the end, I'm like, okay, I just watched that video. I think I'm ready. And I dive in. And as soon as I face my first problem, I'm like, wait, how did they do that? I'll either go back and watch their video or I'll YouTube or Google how to do that specific thing. And it could take me to a whole different video and I'll watch it and I'll be like, okay, I know how to do that. But what if I forget it? Let me write it down. Also, if you are making your own beats, having a template, a customized template is so important. I just created mine. A friend helped me. He sent me his and I was like, okay, that's really cool. And I used his for a song and I was like, you know what? Let me create my own. So I opened a whole new one and I created my own, and now I've got it exactly how I did my last song. And things will change. You can always update your template and change it so that whenever you do your kick drum, if you're using a different kick, it's not going to have the exact same plugins, the exact same settings. So you could like mute them all and start with the first one, be like, does that sound good with this one? Yeah. And the second plugin, does that sound good with this one? Mm-hmm. And the third and fourth and fifth and so forth. And if it sounds good, you're good. And if you have to change anything, you could just change your little knobs to make it sound good for that particular instrument, for that particular sound that you're using, if it's different. But if you're using the same kick, then it'll be the same exact settings, so you're good. Templates are really nice. I used to be against using them, but now I'm definitely for it. It's a time saver. But if you're not making beats and you just want to mix for other people, it's kind of hard to have a template. It's like every single song is going to be different. If it's the same artist, you may be able to use a template for that artist, but still every song is going to have different instruments unless they're using the same instruments. Maybe they set up the microphone differently or different volumes. There's so many things that could be different. You could still start with the template, but do it the same way. Take it one plugin at a time to make sure that it still goes with this song and it doesn't like sound off. I made that mistake of doing that. I brought in all of my same mixer track states into a song, a different song, and it did not sound good, and I ended up destroying the song completely. And I still distributed it. It was so embarrassing, but I was like, if I don't distribute it, I'm never gonna let it go, and I'll sit here and work on this one song for years, even though I'm constantly writing more, so I had to let it go. But if you're doing it for yourself, you can do that. If you're doing it professionally for other people, you're gonna have to get it right. So it's really good to like just watch tutorials. You could go to school for it. It's expensive, but I mean, that option is always there. But I tried to go to Media Tech. I didn't have the money, so YouTube it is. So that's how I learned, and I'm still learning through YouTube. I don't pay for people's classes or their sessions, honestly, because I can't afford it. I don't have the money to pay you to teach me how to do something. I just want to see somebody teach me how to do it for free on YouTube. That's what I prefer. Like, of course, people are like, well, I don't want to teach all of my secrets because then, you know, they may get better than me. I don't care about that. Like, if you're going to get better than me, you're going to get better than me either way. I will show you everything I know. There's nothing to hide. Nothing. If anyone wanted my template, I'll send it to you. We may not own the same plugins. I own a lot of Waves plugins and I own FabFilter. Plugins are expensive, but I always buy them on sale. I would like to get more like Isotope plugins, but you know, I started running out with the whole plugin thing and then I ran out of money, so now I can't get plugins. But whenever I start getting back on my feet, you best believe I'm gonna be buying more plugins that I don't even need. I don't even use half of them, but just knowing that I have it, I'm like, yeah, I got that plugin. If I wanna use it, I can. I may use it once a year, but hey, it's there. There are some that I use every single song, and there are some that I forgot I had. But the main thing is to just enjoy it. To just enjoy the music you're creating, whether you're creating your own songs, your own beats, your own lyrics and everything and mixing it yourself, or you're doing it professionally for other people. Have fun. A job is a job, but our hobby, it is still a job if it pays, but it can always be fun. We don't have to kill the fun and everything just because we're like trying to crank out. And I do that sometimes. I'm like, oh, I force myself to go sit in front of the computer and I'm like, I'm not even having fun because I'm miserable because I can't figure it out. Take a break. I've taken months off. I've taken years off of making music. I mean, that's probably why I'm still stuck here in this 1-bedroom apartment, but I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to be more focused and I'm going to try to make it happen. Just keep doing it every single day. And we do get burnt out. If you have to do it once a week, do it once a week. If you're like, I don't want to touch it at all this week, I need a vacation, go on vacation. But please don't be like me and give it up for years, because once you come back, you have to like relearn everything. And it takes a long time. I sat in front of my computer with my note and pad and my screenshot, you know, taking phones with my screenshot. taking screenshots with my phone and, taking notes and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, I know how to use this now. Okay, oh yeah, I remember that now. Oh, okay, oh, that's new. But if you continue, you don't have to go through that. I mean, even if I take off for like a week, I still have to go back and figure out, okay, what did I do? How did I set this up? So yeah, taking off for months and years. Ooh. But like I said, have fun. Anyone can truly do it. Just have fun making the music you make. If you're working for other people and they give you creative control, use it, enjoy it, have fun. Whatever you think sounds good, just do it. And then get their feedback. If you're doing it for yourself, get your family and friends to listen to it. If they don't like it, post it on TikTok and be like, hey, do you guys like this? Or, no. And if you like it, I would still distribute it. I'm planning on distributing every single song I've ever written, which is like over 500 now. I'm doing it. Even the ones that are stupid. Why? Because I wrote it and I want the world to hear it. Even if it only matters to one person, that one person matters to me. But thank you so much for watching. Peace.